There's a strange thing about people. We don't always appreciate what's in front of us until it's gone. You were there, consistently, quietly, maybe even effortlessly. And because of that, he never had to think about what life would be like without you. At first, there's silence, maybe even relief, as if space has been created where there used to be expectations, but that space, oh, that space, quickly turns into something else, a void, a reminder, a mirror of everything he once had but never fully grasped. Day 1, freedom feels strange when there's no one to share it with. Day 3, the small things. The way you used to laugh at his dumb jokes, the way you tilt your head when you were confused, start playing on repeat. Day 7, he reaches for his phone, about to text you, then stops, because you're not there anymore. Week 2, he walks past the coffee shop you both used to go to, and for the first time he notices the coffee was never what made it special, it was you. A month in, he finally understands. He didn't lose a relationship, he lost the person who made his world feel just a little bit bigger, a little bit warmer. And that's the moment it happens. Not when you walked away, not when you said goodbye, but when he realizes what he had and what he lost. The greatest impact we have on someone isn't always in our presence. It's in what remains after we leave. So if you've ever wondered whether you mattered, whether your love, your energy, your presence made a difference, just wait. Give it time, because one day, long after you've gone, someone will sit there, staring at the ceiling, whispering, "She was the best thing that ever happened to me." And by then, you won't even need to hear it, because you'll already know. People may forget what we said or did, but they will always remember how we made them feel. It's easy to get caught up in the idea that our impact in life is measured by grand achievements, titles, wealth, status, or accolades. We chase recognition, thinking that if we can just accomplish enough, people will remember us. But the truth is, those things fade. They get replaced by the next success story, the next person to take the stage. What remains, what truly lasts, is the way we made others feel. Think about the people in your life who have shaped you the most. Was it because they had the most impressive resume, the biggest bank account, or was it because they made you feel seen, valued, and understood? We don't remember the exact words of the teacher who believed in us when no one else did, but we remember the confidence they gave us. We don't recall every detail of a conversation with a friend who comforted us in our lowest moments, but we remember the warmth and safety they provided. And we may not remember every little thing a loved one did for us, but we remember how they made the world feel a little less lonely. And yet, it's often the thing we overlook the most. We spend so much time focusing on what we can do, what we can accomplish, that we forget the simplest truth. People don't need us to be perfect. They need us to be present. They need us to care. The way we show up for people, whether in small, everyday moments or in life-changing ways, is what leaves an imprint long after we're gone. It's in the kindness we offer without expecting anything in return. It's in the patience we show when someone is struggling. It's in the love we give, even when it's not convenient. We don't have to change the whole world to leave a lasting legacy. We just have to change the world for one person. And the beautiful thing about that, when we do, it ripples. They carry that feeling forward. They pass on that kindness, that warmth, that love, until one person becomes many, and our impact stretches further than we ever could have imagined. So ask yourself, how do you make people feel? Because at the end of the day, when everything else fades, when the words are forgotten and the moments become memories, that is what will remain. That is what will be passed down. Your legacy isn't in what you leave behind, it's in who you leave behind and how you made them feel. Sometimes it's not grand gestures, but small, consistent moments that shape how others remember us. In a world that glorifies the big and the bold, extravagant gifts, dramatic declarations, and sweeping successes, it's easy to believe the impact is measured by size. We think that to be remembered, we have to do something remarkable, something that shakes the ground beneath people's feet. But more often than not, what truly stays with others isn't the loudest thing we did. It's the quiet moments of presence that left an imprint on their hearts. Think about the people you cherish the most in your life. Are they the ones who made the biggest, most dramatic gestures? Or are they the ones who showed up in small ways, again and again? The friend who checked in on you when you seemed off. The parent who sat with you in silence when you didn't have the words to explain your pain. The partner who held your hand through uncertainty, never asking for recognition, just being there. We underestimate how powerful presence is because it isn't flashy. There's no audience, no applause, no viral moment. It's the kind of love and care that doesn't demand attention. It simply exists, steady and unwavering. But that's exactly why it matters so much. Because in a world that moves fast, where people come and go, the ones who choose to stay, who choose to be consistent, are the ones who leave the deepest impact. Presence isn't just about physical proximity. It's about emotional availability. It's about showing up even when it's inconvenient. It's about the small, quiet ways we let people know, I see you, I hear you, you are not alone. And sometimes we don't even realize the difference we're making. A kind word spoken in passing, a smile on a difficult day, a text that simply says, thinking of you. These things might seem insignificant to us, but to someone else they could mean everything. The people we remember most aren't necessarily the ones who made the biggest gestures. They're the ones who made us feel safe, loved, and understood in the moments we needed it most. So often, we chase after ways to make a lasting impact when in reality, we're already making one through the way we show up, the way we listen, the way we love. Because when all is said and done, people won't remember the exact words we spoke, the expensive gifts we gave, or the grand gestures we pulled off. But they will remember how we made them feel. And more often than not, the things that mean the most aren't the loudest moments, but the quiet ones. The ones where our presence alone was enough. Appreciation often comes not in the moment, but in the absence, as people reflect on what truly mattered. It's human nature to take things for granted. We assume the people who love us will always be there. We expect kindness without truly acknowledging it. We receive care, effort, and patience without stopping to think about how much of a gift it really is. It's not that we don't value it, it's just that in the moment, we don't fully grasp its significance. Maybe it's a person who walks away. Maybe it's a routine that changes. Maybe it's a simple, everyday moment we thought would always be there until it isn't. And that's when it hits us. The things we barely noticed, the ones we thought were small, were actually the ones that shaped our lives the most. This is how gratitude works. It often arrives too late. Not because we didn't care, but because we didn't realize how much we should have. Think about someone in your life who was always there for you. Someone who showed up in ways you didn't even register at the time. Maybe it was a parent who quietly sacrificed their comfort to give you a better life. A friend who stood by you even when you weren't at your best. A partner who loved you in ways you didn't fully understand until you looked back and saw how much they gave. At the time, it felt normal, expected, even ordinary. But now, with distance, you see it for what it truly was, extraordinary. And here's the difficult truth. We often don't get the chance to express that gratitude until it's too late. We don't get to say, I see it now, I understand, I should have thanked you more. That's why the most valuable lesson time teaches us isn't just to recognize gratitude in hindsight, it's to learn to express it in the present. Because the people who pour into us, who love us without conditions, who offer their presence without demanding anything in return, they won't always be there. And while we can't go back and thank the ones we've lost, we can make sure we don't repeat the same mistake with the ones still here. So today, think about the people in your life who deserve more appreciation, the ones who show up for you in quiet ways, the ones whose love you may not fully understand until later. And instead of waiting for time to teach you what they meant, tell them now. Because gratitude should not just be something we feel after someone is gone. It should be something we express while they're still here to hear it. Long after we leave, our words, actions, and lessons echo in ways we never anticipated. It's easy to believe that our influence is limited to what we can see, the people who acknowledge us, the gratitude that is expressed, the impact that is immediately obvious. But in reality, the most powerful effects of our presence are often the ones we never witness. Think about a time someone said something to you maybe years ago that stuck with you. It might have been a passing comment, a single sentence, something they don't even remember saying. But to you, it became a thought you carried forward, a lesson that shaped your choices, a voice that guided you long after they were gone. Now consider this. You have done the same for others. We don't always get to see the way our words linger in someone's mind. We don't always realize when a kind gesture gave someone the strength to keep going. We don't always understand how a single moment of encouragement changed the direction of someone's life. A teacher who believed in a struggling student may never know that years later that student went on to achieve great things because of their encouragement. A friend who offered comfort in a moment of pain may never hear that those words were the reason someone chose not to give up. A simple act of kindness, holding the door for someone, smiling at a stranger, offering a small gesture of warmth, may have meant more to that person than we could ever comprehend. The truth is, we don't always get immediate feedback on the impact we make. There's no scoreboard, no instant validation, and because of that, we might wonder if what we do matters. Every interaction we have sends ripples out into the world, far beyond what we can see. A moment of compassion can inspire another. A lesson shared can be passed down for generations. The love we give, the wisdom we share, the way we make people feel, it all continues, even when we're no longer there to witness it. This is the beauty of unseen influence. It reminds us that our impact isn't measured by what we can observe, but by the energy we leave behind in others. And it challenges us to be intentional with the way we show up in the world, knowing that every small action has the potential to change someone's life in ways we may never know. So if you ever doubt whether you've made a difference, remember this: the echoes of your kindness, your wisdom, and your love are still traveling. They are shaping lives in ways you can't imagine. And long after you're gone, someone will still hear your words, feel your presence, and carry your lessons forward. You may not see it, but your influence will never be unseen. What was once taken for granted transforms into something cherished when it's gone. It's a pattern that repeats itself time and time again. We expect things to always be there. The people, the moments, the little comforts of everyday life. We assume they're permanent, unchanging, reliable, and because they are constant, we stop noticing them. The good morning texts, the warm meals, the small gestures of care, the steady presence of someone who always showed up, always listened, always gave without asking for anything in return. And suddenly what was once ordinary becomes irreplaceable. The moments we barely noticed now replay in our minds, and we wish more than anything that we had paid attention, that we had said thank you more often, that we had understood the weight of what we were given before it became a memory. It's not that we were ungrateful, it's that when something feels certain, we don't feel the urgency to cherish it. We assume there's always time. Time to appreciate, time to acknowledge, time to make up for the times we overlooked what was right in front of us. It's in absence that we realize presence was everything. It's in silence that we hear what we never listened to before. It's in loss that we learn the deepest lessons about love, not just how to receive it, but how to recognize it while it's still there. The good news? We don't have to wait for something to be gone to appreciate it. We can change the way we see the people and the moments in our lives now. We can start paying attention to the way someone makes an effort, to the little things they do without asking for praise, to the steady, quiet love that exists in the background of our everyday lives. We can express gratitude before we lose what we once expected would always be there. Because at the end of the day, life is fleeting. The people we love, the simple joys, the things we assume will never change, one day they will. And the only thing more painful than losing them is realizing we never truly saw them while they were ours to cherish. So take a moment today, look around, acknowledge the people who pour into you, say thank you, show love, be present, because the greatest regret isn't losing something, it's realizing too late that we never appreciated it while we had it. Those who miss us don't just remember, they grow from the love we left behind. Love is often thought of as an emotion, something we feel deeply, something that fills our hearts and connects us to others. And while that's true, Love is also something much greater. It's a lesson, a lasting imprint that continues to shape people long after we're gone. Think about the people who have loved you in your life. Maybe it was a parent, a grandparent, a friend, or a partner. Maybe they are still with you, or maybe they are only present in memories now. Either way, their love didn't just exist in the moments you shared. It became a part of you. The way they made you feel safe, the way they taught you kindness through their actions, the way they believed in you even when you doubted yourself. Those experiences didn't just pass through you, they changed you. They shape the way you see the world, the way you love others, and the way you carry yourself. That's the true power of love. It doesn't end when a person leaves. It doesn't fade with time. It becomes part of our foundation, a lesson we carry forward in ways we don't always realize. When we lose someone who loved us deeply, the pain of their absence is undeniable. We miss them in the quiet moments. We long for their presence in the spaces where they once stood. But over time, something else happens. The love they gave us turns into something new. It becomes strength when we need it most. It becomes wisdom when we face challenges they once guided us through. It becomes a voice in our hearts, reminding us of what matters. And just as we grow from the love we've received, we also leave behind love that others will grow from. The way we treat people today, the kindness we show, the lessons we share, the love we give, will stay with them in ways we can't always see. The child who feels unconditionally supported will carry that confidence into their future. The friend who felt truly heard will offer that same understanding to someone else. The partner who felt deeply loved will go on to love with more depth because of what they experienced with us. Love isn't just a fleeting emotion. It's a gift that continues to unfold. It teaches, it transforms, it echoes long after the moment has passed. So if you ever wonder what impact you've made, remember this. You are leaving behind more than memories. You are leaving behind a legacy of love that will continue to shape, heal, and inspire long after you're gone. Because true love never disappears. It lives on in the lessons, the strength, and the warmth we pass on to those who were lucky enough to receive it. Life moves fast. We get caught up in the day-to-day, assuming there's always more time. More time to appreciate, more time to express gratitude, more time to show up for the people who matter. But as time passes, we begin to realize that our true impact isn't in the grand gestures or the things we achieve. It's in the way we made others feel, the lessons we leave behind, and the love we give while we have the chance. People may not always acknowledge what we do in the moment. They may not realize the depth of our presence, the quiet ways we support them, or the love we pour into them. But one day, when we are no longer there in the same way, they will feel it. They will carry our words, our lessons, our kindness in ways we never imagined. This is how we live on, not just in memory, but in the way we've shaped the hearts of those we've touched. So let's not wait until absence teaches us appreciation. Let's recognize it now. Let's express love, gratitude, and presence while we still can, because in the end, the greatest legacy we leave behind isn't in what we said or did. It's in how we made people feel and how they carry that forward. Thank you.